Hey, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. Welcome to the Sensing Spirituality Show with me, Iain Mason, brought to you in association with A1R Psychic Radio and Moonstruck TV. And as always, with love, we welcome you. So thank you for joining in and tuning in this evening. I'd like to start the show, as I always do, with a little bit of philosophy, that word that we all struggle to spell. And I hope that this resonates with you and helps you in some way. And I'd like to talk about when things go wrong, but more from a point of view that they don't go wrong. It's just that we see that they don't go right for us. But the point in all of this to understand is that, if we get wobbled, if our buttons get pressed, if we find that we fall off our path or just lose our way a little bit, it's okay to experience overwhelm. There is no shame with overwhelm. There is no shame with vulnerability. Because you see, the mind is a very complex thing. And if we get ourselves into a state and panic, we're not able to function properly. So, for example, if you had to hurry into the house with your keys there and you were run up against time, your mind wouldn't be able to work. And you have those moments, I'm sure you will all remember them, where you can't actually figure out how to open your own front door, which is nuts. And that's what I mean. And when we sort of lose our bearings and lose our way, we actually get stuck a little bit, is what I want to say. And then we look around for ways and things to help us get unstuck. But quite often what we do is we rely on things outside of ourselves and want to bring those in to fix the things inside of us that we're feeling. And that's not going to work, because you need to do the inner work to be able to have the outer results. So what I want to say to you is that if you actually feel any overwhelm, or if you feel you're struggling in life, I just want you to sort of sit and breathe. And there is a lovely example that Marissa Peer, a great hypnotherapist, came up with. And if you actually run saliva around your mouth and force your shoulders down, it actually forces us into a state of relaxing. And it enables us to gather our thoughts and just sort of compose ourselves. And that's quite a handy tool. So do try that. But more importantly, always understand that there is no condition outside of us that is going to fix what's inside of us. If you rely on outer conditions, the nice car, the drink, the evenings out, gambling, drugs, and all of these things that people rely on. And by drugs, I mean obviously legal drugs and prescriptions. You know what? The effects wear off, and we're still left with the issues that we face. So it's really, really important to understand that we need to do that inner work. Now, when we understand that actually we have all the answers to fix ourselves and we're able to breathe and just gather and compose ourselves, we often find that the fog lifts. And that's really, really helpful, because you see, if somebody is going to give you a gift and you don't take that gift, and if somebody is going to be either a bit off with you at work or try and put you under pressure, unless you pay attention to what people are giving you, that gift, or in other words, you literally buy that experience and allow it into your energy, you won't experience it. Because, for example, if I said to you, here's a nice ticking time bomb, would you like it? And you say no. Well, I'm the one with the time bomb and the problem when it goes off, not you. And that's it. So understand that everything that you feel or you are experiencing is outside of yourself. There's a lovely quote by Michael A. Singer, and he says, I am the one who sees. From somewhere deep inside, I look out and I observe the thoughts and events and emotions that pass before me. Now, that's from his book, The Untethered Soul. And the beauty of that statement is that if you can see it, then it can't be you. It can't be with you, because it must be outside of you. So your spirit, your soul, doesn't need to buy that experience. And what I want to say to you is understand then that you have a choice as to how you choose to react to what comes your way. Because if it's not yours and you don't have that gift within you, you don't have to take it from anybody else. You can say, no, I'm good with that. And you can choose some happy thoughts. You can choose to shift your focus onto happy memories. Or what we say is just ground yourself, perhaps in what you're doing. Bring yourself back into reality and out of the daydream that you have in your head. Because do you know what? I don't know about you, but I've often found this. Sometimes in moments of panic or pressure, you know what? Our mind writes a book, and it already has drafted the book. It's already sketched out the chapters and all the chaos about the murder mystery that's going to unveil itself to us. And quite often, that's just not our reality. So stay grounded, stay focused, relax yourselves, and understand that whatever is coming your way is a gift coming to you. Good, bad, or indifferent. Gifts are gifts. They don't care. They don't discriminate. But you can decide whether you want it and how you choose to react to it. And what I say is, I said to my daughter when she was young, you know, if you weren't getting on with somebody or me or her mum, you know what? Just take yourself up to your room, to your happy place. Put on the music, lift your vibe and energy, and music will shift your focus and your energy very, very quickly. So I really hope that's a Macy's useful tool for today for you. Now, I know that we have Diane waiting in the wings in Athens in New York, so we're going to welcome Diane onto the show. Good evening, Diane, or good day. Welcome.
Thank you.
Hey, my darling, how are you?
I'm having a rough time right now.
I'm sorry to hear that. I'm sorry to hear that. Well, we'll send you some love and some healing after the show. How about that? Some remote healing. Would you like that?
Great.
You're very, very welcome. Now, how is it that I might be able to help you this evening? Is it a question, or is it a reading that you might like, or just a bit of insight? How is it that we can add value to your life tonight and just help leave you in a higher vibrational state than you might feel right now?
More of an insight and a question, because
yeah, by all means.
My dad passed many years ago, but 2 days ago I got a friend request from a random guy. He is in one of my groups, but his first name was Robert, as was my dad, and they shared the same birthday, April 27th. Okay. And right now, my brother is getting ready to put my mom in a nursing home because she's borderline able to care for herself safely anymore. She's 89.
Okay. So how is it that I can help you?
Okay, and right after this, the number 333 came up. I cannot figure out what my dad's trying to tell me about this.
Okay. So would you like me to pick up through what I call introspection by looking in and around your situation energetically and tell you what I feel about your situation that's going? Okay. Which is a little bit, excuse me, it's very hot here today in the UK. And see what I can get. Okay. All right. Now, just as I'm sort of feeling that energy. Now, would you understand that your mum is how can I put it? Still aware of what's going on around her?
Most of the time. I agree she needs to go somewhere.
Yes, okay, because I know
not a total care facility. She doesn't need that because she still does, she showers, she dresses herself, she feeds herself.
That's all right. Okay, and would you understand
some basic things? Her memory is very bad.
All right. Now, would you understand that your mum has an issue with one of her arms, please? Difficulty with some mobility in one of her arms?
Could you repeat that, please?
Of course I can. Would you understand that your mum has got some mobility restrictions with her arm? If it's not her arm, her shoulder on one side?
Yes, she does.
Yeah.
She fell.
Yeah, because I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. We'll send her some love and healing as well. But I'm just aware of this lady here who is still what I want to call, without wishing to offend you, not fully independent, but still able to do some care of herself, although it's becoming a little bit harder for her. And I know that you've touched on that a little bit, but I do see her with enough mobility to do some basic care for herself to get by. Okay. Now, just as I feel this energy here with your mum, what I'm being shown is that your mum doesn't like change. That's what I want to say to you, and I very much feel she yeah. And what she's doing here, she doesn't know. No, that's fine. As we get older, I don't think any of us do. I don't. I had to go with the hair loss. I had no choice. Now, I want to say to you that actually it feels for me like a little bit of a, not an entire truth, because mum feels a little bit vulnerable for me that she won't have access to or see the family. And there's this little fear that I'm picking up, and I don't want to alarm you with that, but just nervousness perhaps that she might be more isolated than she is at the moment. Now, I also know with her, from what I see, that she very much feels that, not that she's being brushed off, but she just really,
my brother. All right.
Yeah. She just needs
her house.
Yeah.
Her house that my dad built came with 4 acres of land. And as soon as my dad was, after the funeral, my brother was asking his uncle for their third of the land. So they gave it to Eddie, and he built the house back there. So he's done with that house and moved 3.5 hours away.
Okay, but I just get this sense that mum
be bothered.
Okay, well let's not have that in our energy. But I'm just very much feeling that mum would want the reassurance that the family's there. Now, what I'm picking up as I look at it is, do you understand that there's a granddaughter here for your mum who she's very fond of, please? A young lady.
Oh, she has 3 of them.
Yeah, I need the blonde one. I need to pick up on the blonde one. Yeah, or the lighter hair.
That's Monica.
You understand?
Yes.
Because I feel that she hasn't been in contact as much with her, and I don't generally get the feeling with your mum that she wants to connect with everybody and doesn't want to lose that contact. And energetically, I'm just feeling that actually she gets a little bit unsettled, bless her, with change, and that just causes her to feel that little bit vulnerable. And the family being around her right now will just give her that reassurance. Do you understand a gentleman that would have a D name? This feels for me like a Derek that would link in some way.
Yes, my daughter has mitochondrial disease. She's been ill since 2006. And my mom always used to go to the hospital a lot to visit her because she was 13, 14 years old.
Okay. But I just need to acknowledge and give you the Derek connection too. Now, would you understand why 67 is important? So I need this either as a number or an age, please.
67, no.
So either a year, 1967, 67, or like a house number, 67.
No.
No?
No.
Okay, all right.
67.
That's all right. Well, you hold on to that because that might come up for me. And would you understand that your mum's got a sweet tooth, please?
Yeah.
Yeah, because I'm just being shown, take her like a pecan pie. I'm just being shown a pecan pie, or what looks to me like a pecan pie, and she would like that.
So right.
Okay. So my darling, I'm gonna move on to my next caller, just so we can share as much love around as we can. But do you understand? So what I'm seeing around Mum is just a little bit of time, love, and attention, and give her some of her treats, and just to tell her that it's going to be okay, and just to reinforce in her that you're here and you still care, and you bring her those things, and it will just help the situation relax itself. And I want to say to you, bring some comfort for you too, just to take that worry away from you. And I'm going to say God bless you and leave you with all my love and best wishes, and say thank you for calling the show.
Thank you. You have a wonderful
You're welcome.
day.
Thank you. You too, my darling. And we're going to welcome Tammy onto the show now from Denver. Hello, Tammy. Are you there?
I am. Hi, Ian. How are you?
I am fantastic. Thank you, Tammy. How are you?
I'm doing quite well. Thank you so much.
Fabulous, fabulous. And how is it that I may be able to help you this evening? I'd love to do all I can for you.
So I'm just wondering if you have anything for me for my brother.
Okay. All right. Okay. My darling, would you understand a father figure that's past the spirit that links with you, please?
Yes.
Okay. And would you understand him being, what I want to say is, somebody that would want things all in order? He likes order, doesn't like chaos.
Yes.
Okay. Would you also understand that with your brother, he would need to be, what I want to say is, sorted out or helped, because he's not quite the same as Dad?
Right.
Yeah. Because basically I got your dad here who's popped in, and he just says, well, he needs to get himself organised and get himself together generally, and that's what he's doing here. And there's just this sense of actually wanting to say to you that you don't have to almost deal with all his affairs for him. You don't have to carry everything on your own. Would you understand that?
Yes.
Yeah, because your dad's saying, well, look, you've got to stand up and take your responsibilities, because, I actually feel, I don't know whether your dad was in the military or the police or something like this, but I feel a very responsible, accountable gentleman that stands up, who sort of says, no, you've got to get your own ship in order. Would that make sense for you?
Yes, it does.
Good. Because he says he hasn't changed, and he's busy, your dad, up here getting everything sorted out. And I know with you at the moment, he says that you're trying to juggle a lot, and he keeps talking to me for you about there's a lot going on around you, and he talks about changes around the home for you. Are you with me with that?
Yes.
Yes, because he sort of says it's like your heart. You can't quite get your heart into, do I get going and sort everything out, or do I look to do something different? Now, it doesn't feel like he would go as drastic as a move for me in the way that he's making me feel, but he does make me feel that there's a little bit of like a lot to do for you in your own life at the moment there. And he's saying to me, you know what, you can't carry everybody else's stuff as well. Now, I don't know what he's trying to get through to me here, but he keeps saying to me that March earlier this year was very hectic for you. Would that make sense?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And he just says, by golly, you didn't know if you were coming or going. Life just didn't stop. It was like a 24/7 period in your life.
Yes, it was crazy.
Yeah. Yeah. And he just says, you're backwards, forwards. And it's almost like you were doing the running around for everybody, including people in the wider family.
Yes.
Yes. So he really, really wants you to make sure that you draw your boundaries for the family there, and make sure that you have a little bit of you time too, because he keeps talking about burning yourself out. And he says you used to love to cook a lot, but you've had to sort of let that go a little bit because you just haven't had the time, because he shows me you in the kitchen chopping up lots of vegetables and things. Would that make sense for you?
Yes.
Okay. And he says you do a good Italian dinner, because it's almost like you're making a spaghetti bolognese. okay? Because he's licking his lips here because he's a fella that loves, although it's not a simple food, it's like it's not a complicated dinner, you know, and he just likes it because he likes the things that make his mouth water. And he says, you see, if you make one of those, he says, I'll be down having a little bit with you, because he likes that.
Okay.
He's just around you there, and he just oh, okay, hang on a moment. All right, okay, I'll tell her. Sorry, he's just talking to me at the moment. Do you understand that you've been noticing birds around you, please?
Yes.
But like not just one, like a few, maybe 3 or 4 at a time. You notice like a little group?
Yes.
Yes. Well, your dad tells me that he's putting that there because he says he loved the birds, and he says you love the birds, and he puts it there as a little sign that you will understand, to know that his energy is there for you. You with me with that?
Yes.
Does that make sense?
That makes sense.
Good.
Yes.
Good. And it's almost like they sing to you and chirp to you as well. It's like they're almost talking with you and nobody else.
Yes.
Yes, because he says, that's me. And I'm doing that. And so he just wants you to know he's with you. Now, I know you asked about your brother, and I haven't forgotten the question that you've asked. He's just acknowledged him, but it's a bit like, you know, you need to focus on you right now. And he's aware of it, but he just wants you to focus on you. And he just says to me here, your tummy keeps getting in a knot because you're feeling the stress of everything, and he doesn't want that for you.
Okay.
All right. Now he says to me here, about 2 days ago, you must have either nearly backed into somebody in the car or clipped something, or you not had a near miss. But he said your mind just went and you just sort of lost your concentration a little bit when you were driving. Would that be right?
Yes.
Yes. And he says, it's not worth it, love. It's not worth it. Now, that's an English word that we use, but whatever the term of endearment that he used, he gives it to me in that vibration. And he's just with you wherever you go. Now, he's just saying to me here, you've got a bracelet that's been passed down to you, please, from your grandmother.
Yes.
Okay, and he wants you to wear it. He says it's not something that you would wear every day, but he says just wear it so that you can feel us all close to you. And it looks like it's yellow gold in what I can see. Are you with me?
Yes.
Yes. Okay, and he's just making you have that connection with him and just feel that love of your family around you, just to bring that comfort. Because I just feel very much at the moment that you're like a one-woman show and everything has fallen to you. And he says, no, it hasn't, because as he's shown you with this reading, he's very much around you, my darling, at the moment. Now, he says to me, sapphires are important. Now, I don't know if you understand what he means with that, or whether he's acknowledging September as being important. Now, I'm a Virgo, and September is the sapphire stone. So would you understand why he would acknowledge or bring up September or sapphires, please?
Yes.
Because it's like, I want to say to you, the feeling of a memory of a time that would bring what I want to say is strong emotions for you. And whilst they are really, really strong emotions, it's kind of like a nice feeling of connection, like old times and feeling together again. So in whatever way he means that there was a connection, and he just brings forward September as that link. And obviously we're not far from September, and I just get this sense of feeling, remember me in September. Would that have a relevance for you?
Yes, it does.
Good. Okay, that's good. Now, he's having a little joke with you here. He says to me that you don't have enough shoes and you need to go out and buy yourself some more shoes. He says you need to. He says you need to spoil yourself, because he says you're such a practical girl. You like your flatties, and you want to go and get yourself some party shoes. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So that's all right. You like your flat shoes, right?
Yes, I do.
Yeah, but he wants to get you all glammed up. It's time to go out there. And he's acknowledging that there's a family dinner or a connection, please, in August that's coming up, as in this August around the corner.
Yes.
And I feel I want to go to about the 3rd week of August. And he says, get yourself glammed up. Go and get your hair done. I'm sure your hair is lovely. You sound lovely to me. And he just says here, just make sure you get yourself glammed up. Because he says you keep thinking about getting your nails done. And I'm looking down here at my nails on camera. And it's like I want to kind of go and get them all spruced up and just do a bit of pampering. So,
Okay.
yeah, it's just that kind of pamper time for you. And he keeps saying to me here, you want to get your hair cut anyway, but make sure you go for something different that either puts the curl or the wave back in it. Would that be right?
Yes.
Yes. He says, because he reckons you look like Farrah Fawcett when you got your hair, excuse me, when you got your hair all done.
Yes.
Now, as he links with me here, he keeps communicating the name Charlie for me. So do you understand Charles or Charlie?
Yes.
Okay, because I feel that he would want to mention that because that's a connection for you that would be almost like going back to the good old days or happy memories.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So he's just sort of saying, look, we're all here rooting for you. We're all here. Now, my darling, is your mum in spirit, please, as well? Because I can just feel a mother energy. Oh, okay. Well, that's a good thing.
She's still alive, but I don't speak to her.
Okay. Because I just got this feeling of mum past. Now, I don't like asking questions like that, but what I want to say to you is it just felt like mum had passed for me. I know you've now told me that she's not close to you, so forgive me if I've misunderstood what he's saying, but would you understand why your dad would say that no apple pie can fix this situation with mum? So it's a bit like, you know, when you bring like an offering, but an apple pie would be relevant for the family there. Symbolically, he's just showing like a pudding, a family pudding there that would have been known, but like that wouldn't cut the mustard. But he's saying, don't worry about it. You've just got to keep your space from it and carry on as you are, because, you know, you keep doing these things where you almost try and help everybody with their lives, bless you, and it's now time for you. So I really hope that reading resonates well with you, and we'll send you some love and some healing after the show.
Thank
and
you.
to your family too, and to your mum, because you know what, there's nothing that's worth losing our connections with our loved ones if we can do it. We shouldn't burn ourselves out over it, but what I want to say to you is that it's important that we don't just stand on a moral high ground and not budge, because you know what, we're a long term not on this mortal coil, and you know, we don't want to end up with that regret. So we're going to leave all of our love with you. We thank you for dialing into this show, and we wish you well for the rest of your day. And to the rest of the viewers that have called in, we thank you for your time, love and attention. Go in peace, go enjoy, go in love, as we leave our love with you and say thank you for tuning in. And don't forget to tune in next week. If you've got any comments that you want to make, any ideas or suggestions for the show, please drop them onto the Facebook page for A1R Psychic Radio. As I say, may your God go with you and God bless you all. Thank you for tuning in. See you next week.